Right, what's happening, people? So you probably all heard about Manchester and how dangerous it is. It's been called Gunchester and other nicknames, but I'm in an area called New Moston today, and I thought I'd take you around to show you the crack. Now, for people who know, I've always been a fan of music, and Aitch, rapper Aitch from Manchester, he's actually from this area, New Moston. And obviously he's a product of his environment, he's been very successful. So let's see how much a reflection it actually has on the area he grew up in. Now I actually know quite a few of the landmarks where Aitch went. And if you look over there, see that building right there? What's now called Heidi & Co. If you look to that side of the screen, that building that's called Heidi & Co. actually used to be known as Love Lunch. Now, Love Lunch is where the Take Me Back to London with Ed Sheeran was shot. That was the place they actually used. There's a bit of a fact for you. And what is mad interesting is that is a place that Aitch himself used to go for his breakfast. So if you're into music, that's where the Ed Sheeran and Aitch video was shot. I think JK was in that video as well. But it's interesting to have a look around these streets where he grew up. Let's see what it's all about. Very much, again, the same as any kind of estate in it that you're gone in. I think when you're walking around a place like this, you definitely do have to keep your wits about you. And now you're going to get people in the comments going, oh mate, you're making it sound worse than what it is. But obviously there's a reason why Manchester's known as Gunchester. There's a reason why this place is supposed to be dodgy. But I actually have a lot of friends and connections in Manchester. But I've never been to New Moston. But I was just working today, very close to here, so I thought, why not come down? But I'm actually a massive fan of the rapper Aitch. And when I used to film musicians and rappers and stuff on the street, I used to always think, where are these people from? How do they manage to be so successful? So it's a good little experience to come around here. Top taste. It's one of them in Sunderland, isn't there? I'm going to check the flats out where Aitch shot his video, Spray That, because that is one of my favourite tunes. And I know where them flats are. Now on the video, it's typical rapper. Looks hood as out, looks dodgy. But I want to go and see it myself, so let's have a quick look round there. You know what's mad as well? This is how much of a music fan I am, right? You're gonna think, how do you know? It's not even called Love Lunch like it was. When I was driving past, I recognised the building. How mad's that? There was that there. Now, I'm 99% sure it was. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm 100% sure it was. I'm going to see if I can get a clip of the video to put it alongside to see if I can just eye the buildings up to make sure it is the same place. But I think it's mad to think you've got a global superstar like Ed Sheeran who's coming to a place like New Moston to shoot a music video. But to be fair play to Aitch, like. Now this is known as Nuthurst Park. Now why is that name Nuthurst Park ironic? Because rapper Aitch, admittedly, lost his virginity in that park. But you know what I think's mad? I think it's absolutely crazy how you get a place like this, and because everybody knows in the UK about these famous rappers, singers, songwriters that become super successful. And when you see someone in the UK doing it, I just can't help but feeling pure inspired. I love the fact that someone from the UK can just gun for it and just absolutely dominate in the industry they're in. But to think there was once a time when Aitch was just rapping, getting up to no good, practicing his rhymes, practicing his bars in that park. And I think that's just, it's always blown my mind that. So when I'm actually in these locations, in these areas, and I've done a load of these. This is not the first place I've been where I know someone who's blew up and become famous from. But when you're in the UK and they're just normal estates, the normal council estates, and it's quite mad. One thing that I will say about New Moston, it is actually the lowest crime rate in Manchester. It's a 0. No crimes at all have been committed in 2025 in this area. So considering how notorious Manchester is for its violence, this place in particular has had zero crime. So here's a mad one for you. That school through there is where Aitch used to go, St Matthew's High School. And this shop that I'm standing in front of is where he would go and get his bait for school when on a lunch break. And all the fights and all that type of stuff that all his school would get involved in, or he'd get involved in, would happen round here. So I think I might be someone who doesn't do a lot of research on the areas I'm in, I'm told. But I've always been a massive fan of music. When I was young, people who know about what I used to do at Aitch TV used to film rappers, singers, songwriters up and down the country, literally everywhere. And he was someone who I always knew was going to blow up. I filmed a lot of people around him. I filmed a lot of rappers from Manchester. I have actually filmed a few of Aitch's friends as well. P1 Caps, if you remember Aitch TV, if you end up seeing this video, he was unbelievable, and so much talent, man, in Manchester. But I guess I would contribute that down to the area, because again, like any council estate or any area, there's not a lot going on. So when kids are in parks drinking, up to no good, this, that and the other, they're putting their energy into other things like music. And are in Sunderland, don't get us wrong, there's still a few lads who are doing it, but I used to always find myself, like in business, travelling to other cities, other areas outside the northeast. I just felt like more things were going on. If you were a rapper in Sunderland, people would snigger or laugh at you. Oh, what do you want to do? I want to be a rapper. Like, it was never a thing. And I've always loved music, and I used to always think that was a shame. Now, people are going to argue and say there's an accent barrier. Oh, that's why Mackems are never going to make it as rappers or singers or whatever. But actually, before Aitch and Bugsy Malone and these lads, there was loads of people rapping, and they seemed to be breaking through and getting on the circuit. But then it took people like Bugsy Malone and Aitch and these lads to actually blow up. Now, anyone can make it from Manchester and further north. So there's definitely hope for the lads in Sunderland who are rapping, singing, making music. Keep doing it, man, because if these lads can do it, get on mainstream media, get to the point where they're now becoming millionaires, super successful, you can do it, 100%. So if you look here, them flats are round the back of where he recorded this video. And if you look at this street, just a normal street. It's a bit run down, like I will say. So them flats right there are where Aitch shot the video Spray That. And it's, like I say, it's probably my favourite music video. So it's class to actually come and see the location where he shot that. But what I will say is I want to go around the front and shoot the footage of obviously me talking and showing you the front of the video and stuff like that. But it's rammed with people, and it looks like they're doing some kind of, I don't know if it's a music video, but there's a big gathering of people at the front of them flats right now. And it didn't really feel, well, for one, safe holding a camera in the dish. But secondly, I'm a lad from Sunderland. I'm not going to just gun up and start filming. But it's quite mad. It's quite interesting to see it, because this place where I am now, I'll just show you, it's just like a standard council estate. So I'm in the car now. I was very, very pressed for time today. So I know that was a bit of a random video. There's a couple of reasons. So the first one being is, again, I always want to go back to adversity and overcoming adversity. People now who watch the content cast now, they know that that's the whole theme. It's all about, you know, people with stories, overcoming adversity, going through difficult times, going through hardship, going through struggle, going through all of that type of stuff, but also being able to come out on top as well. So I know you're probably thinking, a bit of a Raj video this, innit? So you've went from mooching around New Moston to now in the car. Yes, and the reason being, right, there's two reasons. So the first reason is the fact that obviously people who watch the content cast know that the whole theme is overcoming adversity. You know, people who've been through hardships, struggles, and kind of seeing the other side. And these little extra bits of content, I want to just give you more value. I've said it on most videos now. It's because I put the podcast out every Monday, and then I thought, what can I give you in that meantime? Because I know when I'm watching people on YouTube and stuff like that, like, I like to see content all the time when I want. I don't want to just have to watch something every Monday. For me, it's all about, like, I watch people who are constantly uploading stuff, basically. So the more content, the better for me, because I find myself doing a lot of travelling, and when I'm travelling, I get to consume more content, which is good. But I thought the fact that I've just been walking around New Moston and now I'm in the car, well, for one, I was absolutely strapped for time, so it was just a quick little mooch around, but I didn't get to really show you New Moston, which I'm gutted about, to be fair, because it's not really doing it justice, and you probably think, well, oh, ads, I didn't even get to see it. No, you didn't, but I think that's got to be done when I've got a lot of time to actually mooch around, like I would normally do. But what's really interesting is what I observed from just even that short walk. I only walked around for about 15 minutes. Again, it's because I was working in the area. And I thought, this is where Aitch is. This is where Aitch has kind of shot his music videos, and this is where he's from, this is where he lives, this is where he grew up. He's lived there his whole life. And the reason why I was talking about him in particular is because he's a lad who, again, went down the normal route in life. You know, he went to school, went to college, left that, jacked it all in, and just went for his dream, absolutely went for it. In something like music, the odds are always going to be stacked against you. They really are. They're always going to be stacked against you. Oh, man, can you imagine? I'm going to be a successful rapper. You got no chance. However, people like him show what really is possible, and I think that's really important. Now, a lot of people who look at musicians or whatever, they will glamorize like their opportunity or almost diminish their opportunity. Like, well, of course he had a talent. When you walking around their environments, they're just the same as anywhere else. Like, they're just the same as Sunderland, Newcastle, fucking Manchester. It doesn't matter where you are. They're just council estates or estates in general. Like, most people, I believe, and I know this is a bit of a bold statement, but I do believe that most people have got the same opportunity in life to do something with themselves. And if someone can go from an estate like Moston, or New Moston rather, to being a global superstar, you know, having some of the biggest features in the world on his music, and he's not going to be short of a few quid, is he? Let's be honest. I wouldn't mind being a tenner behind him. So, in fact, I wouldn't mind being 100 grand behind him, or £1 million I don't know what he's worth, but I think that's ultimately what it's all about. It's all about showcasing that as well. So because the theme is adversity, because I'm, you know, speaking to people who've been through some serious struggles, and you've seen, if you watch any of the episodes, regardless if I've got celebrities or top level athletes, there's a common theme with all these people, and that theme is struggle, and that theme is product of your environment, and that theme is trying to turn something positive from a negative. It's making something out of nothing, and I admire them people who can go and do it. Now, you can speculate all you want with different people and say, well, they might have had loads of money behind them and this, that and the other, but the estate's still the estate. You're still grown up, you're still subjected to the same stuff. You're still drinking in parks, you're still getting up to no good. You still don't know what to do with your life. I mean, do I go to college? Do I get a job? Do I go to uni? Like, what do I do? Do I be a famous rapper? But ultimately, it all comes down to taking action, regardless. Anyway, getting back to the point, the couple of reasons why I put this little video out, and I was thinking, do I upload it? Is it really a proper video? But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to put the feelers out, because there's a lot of people in the industry, whether it's music, whether it's sport, I know quite a lot of, because of my job, because I've gotten to network with so many people over the years. I do know quite a few people, and I know their stories really well. So if that type of stuff is stuff you like as well, it's a good indication to me, like, ads, go to this place, this is where he's from, I want to see around there. Like, let us know, because I can do that as well. So let us know what you think of that type of stuff. Also, let us know what you think of these, like, little talks as well. Like, if you can be asked to listen to us waffle. I know a lot of people have tuned into the podcast and somehow they put up with us for an hour every week or two, which again, I thank you so much for. Like, I really do. It's mint, because I love the podcast. I put so much work into it, and it blows me mind to think people tune into that every week. That does blow me mind. But a lot of people say, ads, tell your story, or we don't mind listening to you, which is, again, it's flattering, it really is. And I'm like, oh, really? You want to listen to me? But the more I've been doing these, walking around the estates and different areas and bits and bobs, people are engaging with that type of content. Don't know what it is. It can't be a me thing, because I'm a boring twat, as I've referred to myself a couple of times now. But at the same time, these type of videos are easy for me to create, because I am, like I say, I always do travel every single week. I'm doing about 1,000 miles a week at the minute, so I'm in different places all the time. So the more that you let me know, the more shit that you want to see, the more I can create that stuff. Obviously, the podcast is still a podcast, but these type of raw, very, very minimal edit. Like I basically just hoy them on YouTube. Didn't really cut out of it. You know what I mean? These are just like raws out. If you like this type of stuff, let us know, and I can make this all day. And I get to do a lot of thinking when I'm driving like this on the roads. And I think the key take home is really, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what skin colour you got, doesn't matter what your mindset is, what your background is, what your friendship circle's like. Anybody can do it. Like, I believe that. So I mean, I've always believed that since I was a kid. But anyone can do it. Anyone. There's not a single person now who's got a dream or got some hunger in them or got that fire. You know that feeling where you're like, there's something I've always wanted to do in my life, but I don't know how to do it. Like, just take some action. It can be baby steps, it doesn't matter. But anyone can do it. With the Aitch stuff, what I will say as well, obviously I know where he shot Straight Rhymes. I know where he shot all these music videos, to be honest. And professional stalker. Now, but with us being a fan of certain artists and stuff like that, like I like to do my research. Like, so where did they grow up? How did they get their break? What did they do? What were their plans? How did they get on the mainstream? How did they create a business? How did they invest in property? Like, I want to know everything, me, because I'm hungry to learn all the time. And I always look at the people who are successful must know something I don't. So that's why I've managed to work with the bigger brands and the big profiles and the influencers and all that type of stuff, because I always want to learn. And that's why even when I do these little types of videos, of course I'm not going to research everything, because I want to learn. I don't want to just sit and do all the research. I want to actually get out there, get into the places, have a look around myself. All right, so that even when you look at the text, even when you look at the research, all right, so that says this about the area. I mean, Manchester, again, known as Gunchester, one of the crime capitals of the UK, if you like. However, you got to New Moston and there's been no crime committed in 2025. Just blows me mind, like. So I thought, boots on the ground, let's go and have a look, let's see what it's actually about. I know you couldn't see everything I could see, but I can do them videos in depth as well. So if you want us to go back down there, because I'm there quite a bit, to be fair, at least once a month I'll be there. So I can always make them videos for you. That is no dramas at all. And again, like I always say, if there's anywhere you want us to go in particular, let us know. It's really appreciated. There's been loads of engagement on the last video with the Westgate Road one, and a lot of people are like, you need to go there, go to Benwell. The correctness on, it's called Elswick, not Elswick, so I do apologise. But it's all bants. You just gotta have a bit of fun with it, aren't you? But let us know where you want us to go, and tell us. Don't just say the area as well. Tell us particular streets or locations, because that will be handy as well. Even if it's dinner gone down that street, mate, it's really dodgy. The only thing that I'm not really willing to do is to go into places where it's like, you know, a lot of people will be like, you need to go in there after midnight, mate, because that's when it'll all kick off. Well, like I said in the Westgate Road video, I'm going to use my head a bit. I'm not going to go and make myself vulnerable for the sake of a YouTube video. Like, I appreciate my subscribers, but no, that's not my bag. There's other people on YouTube who'll do all that type of stuff, I'm sure, so you can watch bits and bobs of them, but I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is show you everything I see, and that's it. I'm not going to them places at 11 o'clock at night, so it's not really a fair test. I'm going to show you what I see when I see them. And like I say, if you enjoy them, you enjoy them. If you didn't, you know how to watch. And if you want to stick around for the podcast, that's class. If not, again, there'll be other people kicking around on YouTube, I'm sure. So, but yes, thank you so much, people, for watching. If you like this type of stuff, let us know, and I can make more of it. I know this was a bit of a fucking hell, 12 minutes talking shite. And as well, the people who've got this far, let us know what guests you want to say on the podcast. Now, I've already got some. Well, you just watch. Like, I've got some unbelievable guests. You'll know who the faces are straight away. And I've got some really, really cool names, which I've even surprised myself at. I'm good at networking, like, I will give myself that, but even I've blown my own mind where I thought, how have I managed to land a conversation with them? So I'm bringing all that to you, people. So I hope you enjoy it. Let us know what you want to see next. Thank you. If you didn't like it, didn't like the video, don't subscribe if you don't like this type of content. It just gives us a better indication. But I'm not going to be one of them people who are like, please subscribe to these vlogs. Like, the podcast is a separate thing. If you want to subscribe to that, that's class, because that helps me get bigger guests. That's genuinely how it works for podcasting. Like, a lot of it goes into the vanity metric of how many subscribers have you actually got. When that doesn't really matter. But that means a lot for guests. So if I've got more subs, the bigger guest, and the bigger guest, the better the podcast is for you. So yeah, just let us know, like I say, and sound.